All right, my beautiful humans, I'm going to give you 3 different ways that you can make money with AI music. And I'm also going to give you a little paradigm shift, so to speak, to help you with this. And I'll tell you what I mean. So, first off, I want you to think of everything on the internet, content, whether it's visual, images, video, and music. I want you to think of it as digital real estate. All right. Digital real estate. So, the 3 different ways you can make money utilizing AI music. Obviously, the first and foremost obvious reason is money from streaming platforms, distributing your music on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, even the social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube Music, Facebook, Instagram, etc. You can distribute your music on all of these platforms, and then every time someone streams your song, you make money. Similarly, you can once you distribute your music, you can also get royalties from your music. If you distribute, it kind of depends on how you distribute your music, but something like YouTube Content ID will allow you to create like a fingerprint for your song. And then anytime someone uses your music in their video, you get royalties, you get money from that. So again, digital real estate. I want you to embed that in your mind. That is what we are creating when we create music. So anytime someone uses or listens to your music, you get paid. And now, one of the more broader concepts is brand deals or creating music for others. Now, this is where the big money comes from. And I want you to think of these first 2 instances, as more long term passive income plays. This is not where you want to invest all of your time and energy focusing on getting as many streams as possible, because it's going to drive you nuts, especially with platforms like Spotify. They don't pay nearly as much as other platforms. And if you're focusing on getting people to listen to your music, which is a good thing, you should, but if you're focusing on the numbers, if you're focusing on getting people to listen to your music and stream your music on these platforms, you're going you're going to lose your hair, so to speak. It's not easy to do in the short term. That's the caveat. You can, and people do, get a lot of money from streams. All right. I'm not going to tell you that that's impossible. It's improbable. It's rare. And it does take some time to build that up. All right. Now, brand deals, creating music from others or for others, is where the big money comes from. All right. We have such a big opportunity with AI music for creating music and jingles and ballads, whatever label you want to throw on it, for businesses. Okay. And I feel like I give too much sauce on this channel. So before we get into the meats and potatoes of this, drop a follow, or rather subscribe and a like, because this is you. I hate saying it, but I'm giving you guys my bread and butter right here. All right. A piece of it. Obviously, there's blue ocean opportunity, no scarcity involved. But this is how I make a lot of my money: creating music for businesses. And then I also run ads and build their infrastructure with AI. Everything that I give and teach for free or not for free anymore, unfortunately for you, in the RPG community. Link is down below, but it's included with the membership and entire business in a box for doing this. But basically, we are creating digital real estate for us and our clients. All right. And then we are utilizing all the other AI tools and stuff that I teach on this channel, in addition to the tools and systems that you can use to build their infrastructure and then utilize the music that you create for them in ads, or even just the content, right? It doesn't have to be paid ads, but paid ads, very important for me. So think about that. You can create music for you, for your brand, for your entire philosophy on life, okay? Your feelings, it's extremely efficient to create music with AI. And then you can use that music in your content, but then you can also create songs for businesses. And since it's so easy to create music at scale with this technology, you can lead with value, okay? And this is something that I teach in the community as well, is creating something for free to approach a business or a prospect with, like, hey, I created this for you. I want to work with you. If not, it's yours for free. Like, there you go. It kind of puts your foot in the door, allows you to have a conversation about money. All right. Again, if you're interested, join the community below. But essentially, if we break this down a little bit further, the first level is just creating music and using it in your content. You're not necessarily distributing it. You're not being extremely professional about it, which is totally fine. This is where most people are. They create music, they play with it, they use it, they listen to it, yeah, la-di-da-di-da, but they're not capitalizing on it. They're not actually creating digital real estate. And this is where a lot of people get pissed because they don't grasp the concept of what art or music actually is. They think that art or music is something that's exclusively human, and that's not necessarily true. I want to create a video on this because I really want to break people's egos down, because there's so many people who just write anything AI off as uncreative, slop, garbage, bullshit. And it's very stupid of them to be thinking that way, because we are completely removing the barrier of entry, right, for music. It's hard for people to comprehend. I'm not going to dive too much more in depth on that because I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But most people, they leave themselves in this position if they even try it out. Like I said, most people are level 0, right? They don't even fucking, let's do level 0. They just don't do anything, okay? They don't like AI. They don't even want anything to do with it. So actually, most people are right here. The people who do try, who play with the tools, they're here. They play with it, they like it, but they don't see it as a piece of real estate, digital real estate, okay? In the RPG, the game of business, of online, social media, life, anything you create, you can monetize, and there's nothing wrong with that. So level 2, right here, is where you distribute your music. You license it. It becomes a digital piece of real estate, something that exists, has its own fingerprint, digital fingerprint, so to speak. And then anyone who taps into that, and I have this little Monopoly board here, anyone who lands on your little hotel thing, your piece of content, your music, anyone who listens to it or even uses it, they inadvertently give you money, even if it's just fractions of a penny, right? But we're not in this just for the money. This is the entire philosophy behind the RPG, the community. My philosophy on life and gamifying life and business is that music, art, is a means of creative expression. But we live in a time where you can make money from it. So why not? Why not? All right. So level 2, distributing your music. I have a video right over here where I go A through Z and show you how to do this. Okay. It's extremely easy and it doesn't cost that much money at all. It's like $20 to do unlimited songs for a year. Think about that. Level 3, however, this is where things get fun. And I want to show you a few things. First is I use the term label very loosely. Now, there are ways that you can do this. Like, you can be like an actual record label, and that's kind of the position that I'm at currently at the time of recording this. But if we go over here, this is Xania Monet. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this person, quote unquote person, this AI entity, this label, this brand, this entity, this piece of digital real estate got a brand deal for, I think, $4 million. $4 million paid upfront in cash for AI music. And all these songs are generated on Suno, which I do have a tutorial up here as well to show you how you can make AI music. If you're completely new to the idea, you can go there. Or if you want my secrets and my prompts, you can go in there as well and just check it out. But this person, or the person behind this entity, this piece of digital real estate, is a millionaire. They're a millionaire. Okay. AI music. They built a label or a brand, a persona, a piece of digital real estate, and they're making good money from just expressing themselves creatively. But what I've done is I have a label for my music that I release my personal music under. And then I also have a radio channel, 24/7 live stream. So I've kind of gone the more, lo-fi girl route, the pioneer of this kind of stuff, with creating a catalog of music, some visual elements to it, and then creating a live stream that operates 24/7 around the clock and cycles through everything. I have a tutorial up here on how to do that as well. And then obviously you can learn all this in the RPG community. But level 3 is creating a label for your music, a bigger, broader machine, a bigger, broader, what's the word? I guess I'll just throw around digital real estate again, like a massive piece of digital real estate that throws out different pieces of digital real estate. Okay, so mine is productive sound. Okay, I have the 24-hour live stream. I have mixes that go out every single week. And then it also is a label for my music, and then also any other digital entities that I create under that label as well. And that's something that I've kind of been thinking about once I free up some more time for myself. But I'm currently scaling my agency, Eternium AI, and then building up these channels as well. So I'm a little spread thin, but I just want to expose you to the power of this, because this is just one piece, like just music in general, whether it's AI or not. AI is extremely powerful because, again, it eliminates the barrier to entry. You don't need to have musical talent. That's really big. That's really important. You don't need to be a master pianist, I like that word, to create music, okay? Anyone can have a idea in their head and then they can create it. Like, I don't see why so many people have such a big problem with that. Like, they're ego driven, right? And it's a massive paradigm shift. Again, I'm not going to get too into the weeds on that, but this is just one instance of the game of life, okay? And I have here a massive presentation that I just put together piece by piece to just kind of break down my philosophy on everything. But all of this plays into the RPG, right? Just one piece on the massive game that we have available at our fingertips. And again, it stems from just creating, building a brand, building something online in public. And you can learn more about this in the RPG community. It was free. It's not anymore. There's too much value inside, but you get an entire system for selling this service. In addition to all the AI agents, all the prompts are free, included with the membership software built on high level that contains everything you need to build, automate, and scale an online business. So, my friends, hopefully this opens your eyes. Like I said, I have a ton of tutorials that I mentioned before for actually creating this, monetizing it, and then like through level 1 through 3, I linked the videos, and then they'll also be down below. But let me know what you guys think about this. And if you do join the community, make sure you introduce yourself, and bro, just you wait. If you stick with this, even if you don't go as far as level 3, if you just create and stay between level 1 and 2, just regularly create music and use it in your content, over the next 2 to 5 years, you're going to have such a massive catalog of music, of digital real estate. And if you're using it in your content, I can only imagine where you're going to be. Again, this is not get rich quick. I don't want to sell. I'm not some guru trying to sell you on a false dream. All right. This is something that everybody can do, everybody should do, but it's a long-term play. But once you get to that level, I mean, some of you will be the next Xania Monet. Not everybody, but just know you can make money doing this. So, my friends, like, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this. If you want to argue about whether or not this is ethical with AI, I would love to have you on my live stream. We'll talk some shit, have some fun, join the community. I'll see you inside. If not, my friend, until next time, as always, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, peace.